So how does this really benefit you? Certainly there's definitely some subsidy for academics generally in their animal facility. So you may look at the cost of having your model at Taconic and be a little afraid of that. But if you actually have a model that you have a lot of requests, you're probably also bearing some additional costs to send those out. I do know there's some programs to possibly provide support for that, because really it's hard to make your model grow and become accepted if you don't have distribution happen. So there's definitely things that have moved from our emerging models program and have been licensed as TTMs and gone on to be big sellers. So sometimes there's the sort of intermediate step that is necessary. So distribution through Taconic provides that defined animal health profile, that MPF production. So they're produced in our barrier. You can call up Taconic and order them. We'll deliver them right to your door. Generally, we work with you to stabilize the genetic background. And you get access to all of those intellectual property rights that we discussed that we have licenses to. How this helps you really facilitates distribution. I know most professors want to share their models, but they don't want to do it if it's a pain in the butt. You can offset your production costs, and you really get exposure for your model and for your work. Talking about costs, there's definitely some significant costs that, I mean, we shouldn't gloss over that. If you're going to put it into a barrier, it does have to be re-derived. Generally, at least for TTMs, we have a foundation colony which is maintained in our Notobiotic Center in a bubble, basically in a little isolator. These are pedigree animals. It serves as, for ones that are inbred, it serves as the source of the inbred colony, and also as a backup stock if something were to happen to the animals in the barrier. And then we have a production colony in the barrier unit. In terms of specific cost or risk issues for your model, if your model, drops 2 pups every 3 months, it's going to cost more to breed, of course. If we have to, like I said, if we breed homozygous by homozygous, we can breed genotype the parents and not the pups, just for quality reasons. We do like to genotype the breeders, even if it's a completely closed homozygous colony. But it's cheaper than if you have to breed het by wild type and genotype everything. There's the issue of the background strain definition. So if you've got something on a mixed background, suddenly you've got sort of an epidemiological study. Sometimes people get a little worried about that. That's why most of our commercial models are basically back-crossed to a B6 background pretty much fully. And there's also a risk of inconsistent market demand. So there's some models where people order them every week. We have a large user base. There's other models where maybe we have 5 or 10 users and they call up every 6 months and order 200. So in the meantime, you have to have a colony size to produce 200 animals within that age range, but you're not selling them every week. So those are all things that you have to consider.